Shenandoah.
They sang that song
if I
like
don't.
that. Lyric came on a day like today when he was outside going, "Darn if I don't."
Darn, it's cold. Kicks 105.5, a good day. It is our time to spend with Mike Barrett from Barrett Insurance Agency. Good policies and good day.
Good day, good day.
So last time we just kind of went circles, talking about random things. We all got giddy. Christmas was coming.
Yeah.
Christmas over, New Year. And the reason that I bring up New Year is not because it actually is becoming New Year. Is because a lot of people have a misconception that you only look into your insurance on a new year. And that is not the case.
That is never the case. That is
Never
not
the
the case. So what we as agents try to do is we try to review your policy when your renewal comes out. And your renewal comes out a year to the day that you purchased your insurance, which could be any of the 365 days a year, really,
Right.
if you think about it. But it's not a set it and forget it, and it's not limited to once a year that you're allowed to touch it. You're
By the
allowed
way,
to have questions all the
I
time.
have to say this because you said don't set it and forget it. My father wanted one of those.
What happened to Ron?
I'm just saying.
I haven't seen him in a while.
We bought my dad one of those, and if you remember the commercials, set it and forget it, set it and forget it.
Ron Popeil.
It came in a giant brown box, about the size of this table, and it says, wrapped around like probably 900 times in big red letters, do not set it and forget it. Do not set it and forget it. That's what reminded me of that.
They had a
But
couple fires. But, so it really, as things come, as things change in your life, that's the time to think about your insurance. A lot of people put insurance out of memory, which is something that I was totally guilty of before I got into this business. And that's with parents who were insurance agents. So they weren't all that happy that I did that because my parents, of course, were insurance agents through my entire, through most of my childhood. So the way to think about this is as if something as simple as an address change. You'd be surprised how many people move and don't tell us. And that's more on the auto side. We start getting all these return mailings. And we're like, well, wait a minute, what happened here? We reach out and they go, oh, we moved.
Somebody wants him bad.
Say hi for me.
Hello.
But that's really important to think about. And people who buy cars realize that as you just buy a car, you call and get your insurance changed.
You wouldn't be null and void on that if for some reason you didn't do an address change and all of a sudden you got into an accident?
No, not in your auto policy. But you want to talk about a null and void? So you have a renter's insurance policy and you move and you fail to report within I forget the timeline.
So they won't cover you.
I think it's if
you're
over
living somewhere else.
Yeah, you're living somewhere else. So the most you'll get, let's give that example. That's a great example. So let's say you have $50,000 personal property coverage on a renter's insurance policy. And you're living here and this is the address that you live at and it's on your policy. And now you move wherever. So now you're at this new location. You could just be across town, okay? So now you're just across town, and maybe it's 6 months later, and you have a fire, and the building burns down, and you're trying to make a claim. The most you would get is 10% of your limit, $5,000.
$5,000, which really wouldn't cover your Christmas gifts, probably.
No, not much,
That's
not
terrible.
much. And I'm not going to lie, I saw that happen to one person, and it was just devastating, and it was horrible, and it was a tough learning experience for them, and it was a long time ago, but not fun.
That's awful.
Not
awful.
fun.
So make sure that you're checking up and constantly, giving updated information to your insurance policy.
Yeah.
Do you find that this time of year people are starting to scramble? Like, well, honestly, what is the difference between, other than personal service, what's the difference between brand X and brand B? Because a lot of people are like,
Sure.
insurance is insurance. And other than now that I've experienced some situations in this last year,
Right.
and I want to have you close to me so I get instant gratification with an answer instead of waiting on the phone for 45 minutes.
Right.
But typically, I would wait on the phone if I didn't have a local customer representative. I would wait on the phone with any company,
Right.
whatever it was. But do you find that there is that much a difference between one and the other? What are those differences that make it, I should go with this company instead of this company?
Every company has just different quality and different standards of customer service. Some companies, it's weird. I mean, it's a contract. When you think of insurance, it is a contract. And you open the contract and it says, this is how you do it. And that's the job of an insurance adjuster, is to interpret the contract and adapt it to a claim scenario. But there are some companies who kind of work with the mentality of, let's find ways not to pay this. And I hate to say it that way, but
oh no, that's a true.
But that's a true.
statement.
Yeah, they're going to go, well, here's why we can't pay it. And there are companies out there that will say, how are we going to pay this? How are we going to pay this? So some companies are really looking at their bottom line, and maybe they have shareholders and stockholders to be answering to, where other companies, and this would be more of the mutual companies, they tend to have a bigger heart. And not that they're breaking rules.
No.
It is what
They're
it is.
finding
but-
ways to.
yeah,
stick
ease the
to the
process.
man.
It's really about easing the process. So there's a level of difficulty that can differ between companies, and that's probably, if I was to give you an answer, that would be it. The
For
level of getting the task done can vary a little bit from company to company.
for myself, dealing with things that have been going on, I actually got so irritated because they kept saying, "No, we're not getting this fax. No, we're not getting this fax." I said, "Can I talk to a supervisor?" And the guy said, "Oh, I see that you faxed this in 17 times." It's funny because I have a fax machine here, so
Yeah.
and I don't pay for paper. I did, and he was like, "Oh, I don't know why they keep giving you the runaround." I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah, so there's different levels of customer service, and that's really what differs. And if you were to think about it, very seldom is there a time where an insurance quote that's apples to apples, mind you. I'm talking same limits of
Straight across.
liability, same deductibles of physical damage, whatever the case may be. There's very few times that it's more than only more than $300 difference between the two. So you ask yourself, well, $300 is a fair, decent amount of money, but is that $300 worth a better experience in the end? You know,
and in the end, usually the $300 more will get you so much more than $300,
Right.
If you're with the right people.
and it's even fairly seldom that it's $300 difference. Companies are usually very closely priced, and
Right.
on especially, there's some different dynamics in terms of the age of the home or your insurance scoring levels. Those can now greatly impact the different rate between the companies. But you're always going to be within a ballpark figure. So then it really comes down to what company is going to serve me better.
All right, go ahead and do your closing shtick there, brother.
Oh, you didn't. Oh, okay.
Oh, you want to do it? I gave you the do your close.
Okay.
But, okay. If you'd like to speak with Mike Barrett at Barrett Insurance Agency in St. Johnsbury, you can call him at.
Thank you for the setup. 748-5224. Visit our website, thebarrettagency.com. Google, Facebook, and YouTube is Barrett Insurance Agency.
Da 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 da. See you next Wednesday.
See ya.